The Miami Dolphins are on the road again this week, off to Buffalo on a 2-game losing streak.
Couldn't get it. It's out. It's free. But it looks like Neiman got there.
They play the Bills in the third game of a Saturday NFL triple-header, Buffalo sitting on a 2-game lead over Miami after winning a slugfest with New York.
There he is, right on cue. Past the 40.
Both these teams were involved in tight games last week. The Dolphins won the game between the two back in Week 3, so if they win, they're a true 1 game out since they'd own the tiebreaker.
They're not going to get this off.
2, 1, it's over. Get it done. It's over.
For that to happen, Tua needs to get back on track. Otherwise, there will be no need to break out any brooms.
Tua throwing to Tyreek Hill, broke it up right away.
Dolphins' 2-game skid most definitely tied to Tagovailoa's play in those 2 games. Rating under 80 versus San Francisco, who has a stud pass defense. Rating of 65.3 versus a middle-of-the-pack Chargers pass D. 10 of 28 last week, 145 yards, just 5.2 per attempt.
Tua's protected, throws in the middle, and it's incomplete.
He did connect with Tyreek on a 60-yard bomb.
So on a third down, they try to go the distance, and they will! Cheat code again!
He also threw at him 10 times. Hill could only pull in 4 of them. Jalen Waddle, 2 catches, 4 targets, 31 yards, which comes on the heels of a 9-yard game the week before.
Tua coming to his right for Waddle, incomplete.
Now that trio that powers their offense most games has to try and right themselves against a Bills defense holding quarterbacks to a low 81.7 rating, just 6.6 yards per attempt, 13 INTs. Mike White was no match for them, held him to a sub-80 rating, just 6.1 yards per attempt.
Going pass, almost intercepted as Milano was in front of Mims.
Bills have also held the wide receiver position in check to the tune of an 86.7 rating. Tre'Davious White is back in the mix now. We'll really see how he's feeling when he matches up with the Cheetah.
Herbert throwing, intercepted. That one picked off by Tre'Davious White.
The Bills would love to get another showing from its pass rush like it did in Week 14 when they sacked Jets quarterbacks 4 times and hit them 8 times.
Oh, Flacco, that may have been throwing the football. He got hit by Russo.
Bummer about Von Miller, but Shaq Lawson and Greg Rousseau showed last week they may be able to keep the heat on.
Every time you get hit,
it's all over his face.
Tua's pass pro wasn't the issue last week. Took a couple sacks, but nothing crazy. Dolphins' run game, handed off to their backs 16 times, isn't typically a prominent factor in their games. Nothing about how the Bills handle running backs indicates it will be different in this one. They're holding that position to 4.1 yards per carry, respectable.
Now they get hit in the backfield. Quick contact by Daquan Jones.
Bills' own run game plays a bigger role in its offensive success than Miami's does. Not to say that it leads the way, but like we saw last week, Josh Allen and Devin Singletary's efficiency shortens up a lot of third downs or achieves them. Each was 4.7 or better in Week 14. They averaged close to 100 rushing yards per game between them.
He shows this like creature from a different planet going, I can't, no.
As they hand it off to Singletary, and he motors all the way to the Jets side of the 50.
The Dolphins are beasts versus running backs. Thanks, Christian Wilkins. 3.8 a carry to the position on the year, held Austin Eckler under 4 last week.
Christian Wilkins, the first-round pick in 2019, has been fabulous.
Quarterbacks not nearly as good, 6.3 given up to them per John.
Herbert escapes. He's going to take off and get the first down to the ground. Slide inside the 20-yard line.
Allen, the passer, faced the Jets, was held to the kind of numbers the Jets hold quarterbacks to.
2nd and 10. They got a completion to Diggs, but it's only going to pick up 4 yards.
Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis and company, same deal. No one sparkled in Week 14. They just did what was necessary to get the dub.
He's got heat on this one. He's got Knox. Oh, look at that somersault for a touchdown.
The Dolphins' pass defense, as far off of New York's as they are on the map, 96.4 rating against, 68.5 completion percentage allowed, gave up 367 yards to Justin Herbert in their most recent loss.
Out of the pocket, 2 receivers this side. Williams, feet down, touchdown.
They have played wideouts solid enough in 2022, but they could not stop Keenan Allen or Mike Williams last week. They gave up over 200 yards to the pair, 20 targets, 18 receptions.
Again, Herbert moves the pocket, goes for Williams, brought it in. Mike Williams.
The Dolphins' pass rush did show up versus LA. Their 4-sack, 7 QB hit outing helped them stay in that game.
Just bringing pressure. Phillips up the middle, gets there. And Jalen Phillips has a couple of sacks on his homecoming night.
By the way, Jalen Phillips, next time if you get the balloon, try and get to the end zone, but be really polite about it.
Personal foul, roughing the passer on the defense. It's a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
Jets' pass rush got to Allen 3 times, also factoring in the Jets staying close in that game.
They got him for a second time. They sling him down.
Okay, take things from there, finish the preview off in the comments section with the points you think matter most, add that prediction too.